Hello everyone and welcome back to Jacqs. Thanks for joining me today for Country Craft Creations Rodeo Roundup. Last night I joined Tamara Mera, who is the owner of Country Craft Creations, on her YouTube channel, and we went live to bring you the rodeo lineup. What that was a whole lineup of new products that is coming to her store, and it's actually already there now. The reason I joined her is because I helped to create some of those products, and I'm super excited about those collections that I have created, as well as card fronts, which I'll give you a little peek here of, but you can certainly go and watch the live reveal last night. I will have that link down below for you. And today I'm here to bring you my project that goes along with day 2 of the Rodeo Roundup, which is a free crop. Country Craft Creations designers have joined together to create products with the new collections, and we are showcasing that paper line in so many new projects. Oh my gosh, they're so good, you guys. There is a blog that is created with all of the links that you need to know. There are freebies, there are challenges, and you can enter to win prizes. So I hope that you are a member of Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, where all the activity happens. But you can also pick up the goodies using the blog link below that I will have for you. So, first things first, let me give you a preview of the collections that came out last night. So the collection that I created was called the Cowgirl Way. It is a hybrid junk journal collection. And what that means is that this collection is not only for junk journals, but it can also be used for mini albums, card making, folios, whatever paper crafting need you have, you can use this collection. It is a edge-to-edge printed junk journal collection. It is professionally printed on high-quality cotton vellum Bristol paper. It is so easy to score. You can stamp on this paper, and it's just wonderful. I will give you a full reveal of this at another time, but I do want to get to the tutorial, which is what today is all about. The second item that I created for Country Craft Creations was the Cowgirl Way solids and plaids. I love these. These colors match the collection perfectly. And then I created the Cowgirl Way Junk Journal Companion Pack. This is your go-to pack for all of your tags, ephemera, pockets, sentiments, journaling cards, cute ephemera. Everything you need is right here in one pack. These can be cut out by hand, or you can use your scan and cut machines. When you purchase the companion pack, you get a free with purchase item, and that is this mini book. And these are great to create charms, dangles for your journals. You can even create little ornaments for your trees. This also has tags, pockets, a little belly band here. Everything you need to create this mini book is on this one page. So this is a free with purchase when you pick up the companion pack. We do have a complete collection listed on Tamara's website, where it will have all 3 of these together, the companion pack, solids and plaids, and the junk journal collection, so that it makes it easier for you to pick it up in one shot rather than having to go and purchase each pack individually. So here is the little mini book that you create using this design. This is a prototype, and I actually ended up changing the cover. As you can see here, now it's just a horse, where this one I had a horse and rider. So I made a few little tweaks, but this is the overall size. It's so cute. It measures, when you're done, about 1 1/4 by 1 1/2. We have our pages, pockets, and tags. Just so cute. I love the size of this. It's just so small. These are so fun. These would be adorable in a little mini bookcase, which I might have to come out with later. But let's get into the tutorial. So the first thing you need to do is cut out all of your images. I used my scan and cut, and it cut out beautifully. Here are all of my elements. Now what I've done is use Tim Holtz Distress Ink Vintage Photo to go around all of my edges to just knock back the white a bit. So this is your cover. And what we're going to do to get started, I'm going to put the ephemera aside. We're going to go through and score all of our pages. So you'll see that there is kind of a line, but there's one here, and then as well on the pages themselves, you'll see the line where you need to score. So I'm just going to align that in my scoreboard and crease. You'll see on the first pages that there is a hinge back here. So you're going to want to score right here on this like invisible line. And I'm just going to go through and score the rest. On the second set of pages, there is no hinge. So we just need to score. And then on the last set of pages, there is another hinge. And again, you're going to score right there on that line as well. Now we're going to take our pages and we're going to fold and glue. Well, let's do all the folding and then we can do gluing. You're going to fold the hinge forward. Fold back, make a mountain. Fold over to make a valley. Fold back to make a mountain. See our mountains? And then fold up to make a valley. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that your pages are even as much as you can. And when you're done, it'll look like this, okay? Set that one aside and we'll get started on this one. Now when we go to glue, we're going to take the second line of pages and we're going to glue these two pages together. So we need to make this one a valley. So we're going to fold up. We're going to fold down, make our mountain. Fold over to make the valley. Down to make the mountain. See? And then fold up to make the valley. And what I would do is to put these side by side to make sure that your pages are the same height. They can get, you know, off a little bit or a little wonky with all the folding back and forth. So that's good. So these are going to go like that. For the last line of pages, we're going to attach these two together. So we need this one to be folded up to make a valley. Again, when you're folding, make sure everything's, you know, straight. Fold down to make your mountain, up for the valley, down for the mountain, and then up for the hinge. Okay, and again, just make sure everything's in alignment. When I made this one, I didn't really pay any attention. And so as you can see there, some of my pages are a little taller than the others. So I wanted to make sure I paid more attention this time. Okay, now we can glue our pages together. So we're back on the first set of pages. I'm going to turn this over. We're going to now glue our mountain and valleys together, and it will create one page. Do not add adhesive to the hinge at this time. Okay, so we have our first page. So I'm just going to add adhesive to the next one. Put those two pages together. And we have 2 pages. Now for the last one, I'm going to add adhesive here. Then I'm going to take my second line of pages and I'm going to add those together. And then that creates one page. Okay, so now we need to join the next set together. See, all we're doing is just gluing the 2 pages back to back. Now we have our last page here, which is ready to be attached to our last set of pages. I make sure that I align them at the edge and then top and bottom. I hope I'm doing this okay so where you can see what I'm doing. So here are the next 2 pages, this one and this one. I'm going to turn this over, add adhesive to one side, and then glue them together. It's really quite easy. I imagine you can make a lot of these really quickly. And then we're going to do the last 2 pages, put those together. And so here is what you would call a book block. Yeah, that looks so much better than my last one. I love it. So we have our 2 hinges that are the only thing that is not glued together at this point. You don't have to add any adhesive here or anything. I'm going to show you how to do all that in a moment. Super cute. Okay, we could decorate this before we put it into our cover, which, I don't know, I might do that because I think there's a little bit more freedom here than once we get it into the book. So maybe I'll take a moment to figure out how I'm going to map those out. I'll be right back. Okay, I went through and I kind of figured out where I wanted to put my pockets. I'm going to open to the first set of pages, and I wanted to add this little belly band. You can make it go long ways, or if you'd prefer it to be side to side, you could do that as well. You'll just have to cut it down. I'm going to go up and down just for something different. So I'm going to add adhesive right at the top and bottom. Probably don't even need that much. Just make sure you lay it flat, lining it up to the top and bottom. It does look like it goes over just a smidge. Probably just wanted to make sure it was big enough. So I'm going to cut that off. And then re-ink that. And let's see. Let's put this one in there. Lucky library card. Says Cowgirl Luck. I like how she's peeking out. Okay, our next page. There's one sentiment in this little mini book, and I'm going to put that on this page. I'm just going to glue it completely down over here on the left-hand side. I thought about adding it to the front cover, but I don't know. I didn't want to cover my horse. There, that's cute. On the next set, I'm going to add these little lace pockets. So I'm just going to add adhesive, just a thin line on the two sides. Not very straight today. Now you can go right up to the edge of the page or in a little bit, however you want. I'm going to go right up to the page. So just line up the bottom and the side. It's like playing with paper dolls, but I never did that, so I don't really know what that's like. Now for this one, we could put in these matching pieces of paper. For right now, that's what I'm going to do. Let's go to the next set. So I'm going to leave these as is. I'm not going to add anything to them. I'm going on to the next page, and I'm going to add these little pockets. And here you just want to add adhesive to the three sides. Just like we do the big versions. Now these I'm just going to kind of put up a little bit from the bottom, I think. Well, maybe right at the bottom, just a little bit up from it. So where that brown, so right here where the brown color is, I put it right above it. So it's maybe 1/16 of an inch above. I don't know why, but you can put yours wherever you want. I'm going to do the same over here. Trying to get it centered as much as I can. Now, even though I'm putting the pockets, you know, next to each other, you can certainly do this however you want. The little tags do have an area where you can punch the hole and add ribbon. I might do that later, but not right now. Our next set has this beautiful layout. I'm just going to leave that as is. And then our next set, I do love these pattern papers. Now there are two little pockets that look like this. I wanted to show you, you need to score on three sides. And these make dimensional pockets like that. So there is faint lines to show you where to score. And then just fold back. And then there's your little pocket. Now I did go back and ink the sides just so that it would all go together. And I'm going to add these here. Now, if you don't want to have dimensional pockets, you can certainly cut these off. I just wanted to make sure you had an option. I'm going to go ahead and use it. Okay. And then we have 2 more tags that can go in our pockets. They're so tiny. You could even take some stamps and stamp on these pockets, or throughout the whole thing if you wanted to. Oh my gosh, so cute. Just enough ephemera. I didn't even plan that out. Okay, I love it. Now, when I did this mini book, I did not add any type of closure to it. And as you can see, it kind of just sits open, which I don't mind if you're kind of displaying it, or even if you're putting it in a little mini bookcase, you know, it'll sit in there closed. However, if you're going to use this as a dangle or a charm, I wanted to mention a few things that you could do. Okay, now let's talk about adhering our book block to our cover. Now, when I created my first one, I did not add any type of closure to it. So as you see, it kind of just pops open on its own. Now that's fine if you're displaying it. It's kind of cute to see it like that. If you're putting it in a little mini bookcase with other books, this will be fine as well like that without a closure. But I did want to show you an option of making this kind of be a little ornament or dangle and add a closure to it. Now this is just an idea that I came up with. I'm sure there are other ways that you could do this as well. So what I've got is some twine from Country Craft Creations. I love this because it's super thin. I've got kind of this, I don't know, it's like an amber color, and then a natural. For the natural, I'm going to use this to actually tie it closed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over on my cover pieces. And then I'm going to take my ruler and find the center. So I'm going to put a little dot at the center. Now, as you can see, so the width of the book itself is a little over 1.5. So you're going to have just a little bit on each side that is extra. But find the center. I don't know if it'll help if I give you a measurement, because as you can see, it's going to be a little bit over. So I think it's best if you measured it yourself to find the center. It's just slightly over 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to do that to both sides. You know, depending on how you cut this out, yours might be just slightly different in the width. You never know. You know, I use my scan and cut, but when cutting by hand, it might be a little different. Next, I'm going to take my awl and poke a hole where my dot is on both sides. I need to clean that. Now my idea was to take the twine and put it through. I'm going to use one of my trusty little threaders here. you'll see now it's on the outside. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to have the twine go all the way across or just make little pieces, one on each side, you know, because it's not going to be seen. And this is thin enough, it's actually not interfering. So I think I am just going to have it go all the way across. It's going to get hidden by our book block anyways. Okay, so I guess the test would be to put this in. And tie it up so we know how much we need. Now, I've not done this part before, so yeah, I need to even this out, and I think this length is going to be perfect. So then I can trim it later if I wanted to. Okay, so let me tell you how long this is. I have about an 11-inch piece. Yeah, I'm going to cut this one end off. It's kind of raggedy. So about 11-inch piece of twine, and I think I'm going to get some adhesive tape, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to even this up. That's good. And I'm going to go back in. I'm going to put adhesive tape over this to keep it in place. So now that's prepped and ready. So this will be our closer. We're going to finish that off in a moment. The next thing you might want to do if you're going to make this to be a dangle or an ornament is to punch a hole in the spine. And I'm using like this pinhole or 1/16 inch of a punch to go in. Oh, I didn't do it very straight. I mean, I guess I could make it a little bit bigger. Straighten it up. Okay, all's good. Now, I'm going to, let's see. There we go. I am going to ink the tops and the bottoms of the spine area because I do find that you can see it a little bit. What you could also do is add ribbon. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm not used to working on this. I'm used to working at my other desk, but I had to change it for the rodeo. Oh, well, we have some nice color there. Anyways, as I was saying, so I would ink this because when you put the book block in here, you're going to be able to see a little bit at the top and the bottom. You could also take some ribbon and add like a little bookmark and glue that in as well. Just another idea for you. Now what we're going to do is add adhesive to the back side of our hinges, and we're going to add that to the center of our cover. I think what I'm going to do is just kind of score on each side of the spine, just so I know where I'm placing this down. Yeah, I like that idea. So don't score down the center unless that's what you want, but I would score on each side of the spine. Now we want to take this, I'm going to come up close. We're going to, make sure you don't add glue to the center part where the pages are. We're going to place this in the center of our spine. You can use those score lines to help guide you. And you're going to kind of center it onto the cover. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to remove the adhesive backing from those pieces that I put down. And then go ahead and give that a burnish. Go. Okay, that's looking good. And now I'm going to add adhesive to the pages here on the cover, or what you would call end papers. And we're going to fold these down and over the hinge. Okay. Make sure they're lining up. This one looks like it might need a little trimming right there. Yeah. If it needs a little trim, go ahead. You could even add pockets to the insides here if you wanted to. And then there is our book. Close it up, you get a nice round spine and a crooked hole. Oh, you know what, guys? Probably should have added my twine. Luckily, I have this handy dandy tool. I'll put a note on the screen here so that you can do that first. So, get your twine for your closure all set, then add the twine for your dangle if you're going to do that, and then add your book block, okay? I mean, you can still do it this way. It still works, but now if you're just holding it like this, it might be a little hard, so you need to open up and to get it to come through easier. Look how beautiful that color is with this book cover. Ugh, I love it. All right, now what I thought I would do is add like a little, well, you could add a little knot down at the bottom, but now that I see that, I don't like it. So I think what I'll do is just add one up at the top. Now I have no idea where I might hang this or how long I need it to be. So I'll just go with this. Let's see. I mean, I can tell you how long mine was, but I think you should make it as long as you want it to be. So mine was about 12 inches long. And there's extra. Okay. So I'm going to tie this up so we can see it all together. It's so cute. You can even put it like on the side. But there it is. You could probably cut these off a little bit more. Having longer twine does make it easier to tie, but you get a nice big loopy bow. And then your hanger. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. So let's take one last look as we have this all together now. Let me open it up. Adorable. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is so cute. So that's it, everyone. That is our little mini book that we created using the freebie that was included with the Cowgirl Way Junk Journal Companion Pack, which also goes along with the solids and plaids, and the Cowgirl Way Hybrid Junk Journal Collection. Additional product that I created for the Rodeo Roundup are these gorgeous slimline Country Vow card fronts. I forgot to mention that earlier. And then I also created another add-on collection for the Cowgirl Way, and it is called the Cowgirl Bride. I will have links to all of these products in the description box below, and I hope you have fun following along with the rest of our designers and their fabulous projects using the Cowgirl Way collection on this rodeo crop. I'll see you next time.